All right, hey guys, this is Whitney, and I'm here with Sammie.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How you?
I know. All right, we got a lot going on today. We're here shooting some stuff for the
Yeah,
night.
back to school for Snytch Magazine. Myself,
right.
Travis Porter,
All right, I got a
and
couple
some
questions
others.
for you.
Okay.
All right. Your first single was released in 1999, I believe. I like
Yeah, I was 12 years old then.
You were little. I mean, I was little, but
Right,
whatever.
right.
Was that the first song that you ever recorded?
It was. So it was amazing for it to be the first song I ever recorded and my first hit as Sammie, the recording artist. It was pretty dope. I recorded in Nashville, Tennessee, actually, with Dallas Austin, Gary White, and at that time, Darp, some of his Darp family, Jasper. So it was a pretty dope experience. And like I said, it was my first record I ever recorded, and it took off and went #1.
Awesome. And speaking of that single, I was a baby. I was 8 when that came out.
Okay.
But I remembered like jamming to that with my friends. I'm like, oh,
Right.
I wish she was singing about me.
Right.
But is there any songs like from your childhood that you can remember, like just genuinely enjoying with your friends that you still listen to today?
You know what? I like it just because that became the little kid's anthem. Like you said, you were 8 years of age and you still was rocking to it. So I think that's amazing that, like I'm 24 now, but 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, even some 17, 18-year-olds, I do that show live, and then they act like it came out yesterday. You feel me? So I think that's pretty dope to go back to. And then there was a song I did entitled "Friend Like You," really acoustic sounding. Dallas produced that as well, and it was about a dog that passed away. It was called Precious, but you would think it's about a girl, but it's actually about a dog that ran away.
Okay, who are some of your musical inspirations?
No chronological order, but I will explain the reasons why I love Usher. I feel like he's the epitome of a R&B king of some sort, or at least in that royalty court. Him and R. Kelly can duke it out for that title. But I just watched him grow up. So in essence, he's my Michael Jackson. I didn't get to watch Michael necessarily in his prime. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, MJ. But I love Usher, R. Kelly. Like I said, I think undoubtedly he's definitely probably king of R&B because he can do hip-hop. He can take you to an inspirational record, gospel even, and of course R&B. So R. Kelly, Usher, Stevie Wonder.
Nice.
That's how I got my deal actually on Apollo. I sung My Sharia Moore and got discovered like back in 98, 99. So those are my top 3, Stevie, R. Kelly, and Usher.
All right. What's like a guilty pleasure song that you have right now? Something that's a little embarrassing?
Man, you know, I live in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of random records you find yourself, you know, bopping to. And normally, I don't know, racks on racks on racks. Because I love doing this. Like, it's something about that. It's real simple, but it just it takes me there. And I don't even understand what he's saying in the verses. But the racks on racks part yeah, shout out to Young Chris for that. And then I probably, I'm riding around and I'm getting it. It's mine. Shout out to 2 Chainz, man. 2 Chainz, that got me a speeding ticket the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm going to send him the invoice of that. But those are the 2 records that kind of take me out of my smooth element.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you graduated from West Orange High School in
Cha-cha.
Orlando.
Shout out to 407, West Orange, class of '05. What's happening?
And I mean, by then you had multiple successes with your own musical career,
Right.
and you were featured on the Hardball soundtrack.
Yeah, that was the last thing before my hiatus. I was
Right.
14 when that came out.
Describe your high school experience a little bit. What was
It was crazy. No, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie. My first 2 years were a little rough. When I got my deal and I was like performing in middle school, I was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My mom got this bright idea. We got some money now. We can leave and go somewhere else. So we go to Orlando, land of Disney World. And my freshman year was just rough because I never wanted to go to homeschool or private school. I wanted to have a sense of normalcy. So I would actually, my first day of school, I'll never forget, they made me introduce myself, and I didn't want to because I knew they would put it together like I was the same Sammie that they can go home and watch on Hardball. And it happened, so I had security like help me get to class every day. Girls loved me, fellas wanted to beat me up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And our school was pretty big, so my sophomore year, my 9th grade year, they kept us on the freshman campus. My sophomore year, I had to go to the main campus with the big kids, so I had to go through that Sammie thing all over again. So it didn't die down until like around my junior year, and I was just a regular kid
Okay.
trying to make it.
If you weren't singing still today, what do you think that you'd be doing?
I actually had a scholarship to FAMU. I was gonna major in psychology and minor in business management. So I guess I would be a student, or actually by this time stay focused. I pretty much should have graduated by now. And I don't know. With that, I probably would just like to counsel, kids with issues, be it in home or in school. I just like to talk to kids.
Cool. And I know before we talked about some of your musical influences.
Yeah.
But are some of those guys the same people that you look up to as far as the length of their career and?
Yeah, it's all about longevity for me. It's hard to stay current and relevant, especially in this climate, because there's so much music and it's not all quality music. But if the consumers, you know, support it, then that's what the executives make you put out. So I just want to survive, man, and make it out here. I'm 24, going on my 3rd album, and that in itself is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? To even be able to be allowed to grow up. Because I know some artists that came out around my same time, and they're having, like, issues getting over that hump from being that child star, you know? That's one of your biggest, I think, obstacles is just to stay innovative and recreate yourself time and time again, or reinvent yourself, should I say. So it's been a journey, but I appreciate it.
Speaking of your next album, what can we expect as far as, well, of course, we want to know when.
We're right now looking at the top of 2012. I would love for it to be around, if not Valentine's Day, my birthday, which is March 1st, so somewhere in that beautiful spring realm. But 2 singles before 2011 is out. I actually have a photo shoot for the upcoming album and some promo pics next month with Derek Blanks. Excited about that. And then we're releasing like 2 singles before the end of the year is out.
All right. Any collaborations that you can talk about?
Yeah, we're working on getting Travis Porter on this record entitled Money All Over Me. I have this record called Good Morning Sex that I would love for Rick Ross to bless me with, just to get back to my Miami roots. And who else? Oh, Trey Songz, and potentially, I don't even want to give this one away. You know what? We're gonna retract the Trey because it may happen. There's a good chance it's gonna happen, but it's another factor that we're gonna throw on that record, and I think it's gonna be a great collab that the fans are really gonna appreciate.
All right. I know in the past couple of years you released several mixtapes during your hiatus.
Right.
But now coming into recording the album and all of that, did you feel like a certain type of pressure, any expectations or anything like that?
You know what? I think I'm considered. I see it on my Twitter line every day that I'm underrated and et cetera, and that kind of humbles me and allows me to be more free. So in essence, there's no expectations. I'm kind of like the one that you're really not looking for. You feel me? So it makes it a little easier to go in the studio and just be me and vent and talk about things that I'm either going through currently or things that I've gone through or things that my peers around me are dealing with. So it's no pressure when I do music, man. I don't think about it. I just feel it.
All right. Everyone has bad days.
Right.
When you start to doubt yourself, if you ever do, what inspires you to keep going and keep pushing? Because I know this is.
I'm gonna be honest. It's very tough. Very tough. I don't doubt myself though. I can't convince my publicist or my road manager or my manager to go hard for me if I have any ounce of doubt. So it's never that. It's just really it's everybody at the same time with the right record. Gonna be ready, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a group effort. I have a company I signed myself to. I'm CEO of Star Camp, and it's pretty much the star you see is not just myself. It's a camp of people that helps me be the Sammie that the guys see. So it's just a matter of my team being ready at the same time. Like I said, with the right record, that's it. I don't doubt myself at all.
All right, last question. You've been in the game for quite some time now, since you started when you were 12.
Right.
And now you're 24.
Correct.
Do you have any advice for newcomers of how to just not lose yourself, get caught up in all kinds of different things, and stay focused?
I think my advantage was when I did go to school, although it was tough the first 2 years, just having a sense of normalcy. As normal as you can possibly be that. Like, go to Walmart if you can and grocery shop on your own. You know what I'm saying? Or pick your own clothes up from the cleaners. It just helps keep me real and keeps me just like everybody else. I always say, like, I'm an ordinary dude that's just blessed to do extraordinary things. So I hang around the same dudes I went to high school with.